Lila loved the woods. The dense, ancient forest near her cabin was her sanctuary. Towering pines whispered secrets to the wind. Sunlight dripped through the canopy, painting the forest floor in shifting patterns of light and shadow. The air hummed with the music of hidden creatures. Here she found peace. Here she found solace. Today the woods held a new allure. A strange, sweet scent wafted through the trees, unlike anything Lila had encountered before. It was intoxicating, alluring, like the siren song of some exotic flower. Curiosity sparked within her, a thirst to uncover the source of this captivating aroma. With a deep breath, she veered from the familiar path, drawn deeper into the woods. Deeper and deeper Lila ventured, the scent guiding her like an invisible hand. The woods had transformed into an alien landscape. The familiar landmarks vanished. The air hung heavy, saturated with the intoxicating perfume. It felt like walking through a dream, the world around her losing its sharp edges, becoming hazy and indistinct. A strange sense of unease crept over her, a prickling at the back of her neck. The forest sounds, once comforting, now seemed ominous. The rustling of leaves, the snap of a twig, the distant cry of a bird, all hinted at unseen eyes watching her progress. Yet she couldn't turn back. The scent held her captive, drawing her ever deeper into its intoxicating embrace. And then she saw them. Emerging from the gloom, a splash of vibrant color in the otherwise muted palette of the forest floor. Flowers, hundreds of them. Their petals were a deep, velvety red, almost black in the fading light. They clustered together in a wide clearing, their intoxicating fragrance washing over Lila in a dizzying wave. She'd never seen anything like them. Each bloom was larger than her hand, the petals delicately fringed, almost otherworldly in their beauty. Lila knelt before them, mesmerized. The scent was overpowering here, a heady mix of sweetness and spice that filled her lungs. Her senses, she reached out, her fingers brushing against the silken petals of the nearest flower. Section 5, The World Tilts. The world tilted. A wave of dizziness washed over Lila, and she swayed, clutching at the trunk of a nearby tree for support. The forest seemed to spin around her, the trees blurring into streaks of green and brown. The scent of the flowers intensified, becoming suffocating, cloying. Panic welled up in her chest, a frantic fluttering in her chest. She tried to stand, to retreat from the overwhelming sweetness, but her legs felt like lead. A strange lethargy crept over her, stealing her energy, her will. The forest pressed closer, the air thick and heavy, making it difficult to breathe. The beautiful flowers, once so alluring, now seemed sinister, their vibrant color a warning. A whisper, faint and indistinct, drifted through the trees. Lila's head snapped up, her eyes scanning the surrounding woods. The whisper came again, closer this time, a sibilant murmur that sent shivers down her spine. The forest, once serene, now felt menacing, alive with unseen eyes and rustling movement. Fear, sharp and cold, pierced through the fog of her senses. She had to get out of here. Stumbling to her feet, she turned to flee. The image of the vibrant red flowers, now grotesque and threatening, burned into her mind. But the forest had shifted. The path she had taken vanished. She was lost, trapped in a labyrinth of trees and shadows. Panic lent speed to her steps. Lila ran blindly through the trees, her lungs burning, her heart pounding, a frantic tattoo against her ribs. Branches whipped at her face, tearing at her clothes, but she didn't slow down. The scent of the flowers followed her, relentless, suffocating. The whispers grew louder, swirling around her, taunting her. They seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere, disembodied voices that slithered through the trees, echoing her fear. The forest floor seemed to shift beneath her feet, roots reaching up like grasping claws, eager to trip her, to drag her down into the darkness. Just when she thought she could run no more, the trees parted, revealing the clearing with the crimson flowers. Relief, brief and fleeting, washed over her, but as she stumbled into the open space, her blood ran cold. Standing among the flowers, their forms shifting and indistinct in the fading light, were figures. Tall and slender, they seemed woven from the shadows themselves, their eyes glowing with an eerie light. Terror, pure and consuming, rooted Lila to the spot. She tried to scream, but no sound escaped her lips. The figures moved towards her, their movements fluid, their expressions unreadable. The scent of the flowers intensified, overwhelming her senses. Lila's vision blurred, her knees buckled, and she sank to the ground, the intoxicating perfume dragging her down into a dark and dreamless sleep. The last thing she saw before the darkness claimed her was the circle of shadowy figures closing in, their eyes burning into her soul. Then, silence. The forest held its breath, the whispers fading into the gathering gloom. Only the sweet, cloying scent of the crimson flowers remained, a silent testament to the darkness that bloomed within the heart of the woods. Lila was never seen again. The forest kept its secrets well,